What is up, guys? It is your boy NCSO7 here. Welcome to another collection update. Today I'm going to be doing all the stuff for my 3DS. So we're going to actually start this off with digital, and there's a lot to go through. So I'm going to go a little rapid fire at this stuff. So we're going to start with digital stuff, and then we're going to work our way to the physical stuff. So let's get moving. And also, digital stuff is in no particular order, so we're just going to go at this quickly, especially since my 2DS is about to die. First game we got is the original Luigi's Mansion remake for the 3DS. This came out in like 2018. It wasn't that good in my opinion. It didn't look that good, and I think the controls were not the best. It did add a lot of content, so there is that, but I would have preferred it on the Switch, so there's that. And then we've got Animal Crossing New Leaf. This is an absolute certified hood classic. This game is so much fun. It has some of the best music in the series. It has some of the best visuals. It has so much stuff to do. Please, Nintendo, port this game to the next Nintendo system. I'm begging you. Then we've got Star Fox 64 3D. I haven't played too much of this game, but it was very good from what I've played. I've never really played a lot of Star Fox, but most people like 64, so I assume that one's good too. And same thing with Legend of Zelda's Majora's Mask 3D. Lots of people like this game. I've heard some people say that the 3DS version isn't quite as good, but I still think it's fine. That's how I played most of Majora's Mask. And then we've got a couple Kirby games that were eShop exclusive. Kirby Blow Up Blast, which was basically just a Kirby, which was like technically the first 3D Kirby game if you don't count Air Ride. But it was more of a puzzle game than anything else, and it's a pretty small game. You can beat it in like 1 hour, if even. Then you have DDD's Drum Dash Deluxe, which is kind of like a rhythm game, but like DDD's bouncing from like drums and drums. It's a very cool rhythm game. I would say try these games out, but the eShop's dead now, so there's not really a way to do it. Unless maybe you can find a ROM online. Dr. Mario Miracle Cure, I didn't play this one yet. I'm assuming it's pretty much the same thing as like some of the other Dr. Mario games, so there's that. And then we got Fluidity Spin Cycle. This was a sequel to a WiiWare game. I also haven't played this one. I believe you control like water and stuff like that, which is pretty interesting. So there is that. I do want to play this at some point. And then the last game digitally that I have, and I'm not including like DSi or a Virtual Console because I don't really think that counts for this kind of video. Is one of the last 3DS games that was released, Auto-Sun, which is basically just like I played a little bit of it, and I think it was, from what I remember, it was like a spot the difference sort of game, with Earthbound graphics, so yeah, not really that good of a game at all. In fact, it's hard to even call it a game, but I mean, it was one of the last games that released on the 3DS, so there is that. Now, let's finally get to the physical stuff. Starting off with Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. So this was in a dark age of Animal Crossing where it was after New Leaf, but this was when they were taking Animal Crossing in a very not the best direction, because not too long after this game came out was Amiibo Festival, and we all know what that game was like. But Happy Home Designer was actually not too bad. It had some cool, it was basically like a house creator kind of thing where you could design like the house of like the villagers and stuff like that, and it is like kind of cool, but there's not really any like, it's not challenging even in a little bit. It's more of a, I think Ant Dude put it best when it's more of a toy than anything else, but it is decent though. I don't think it's anything, it's inoffensive. Now something that is offensive, Chibi Robo Ziplash. This game is not that good. I think I've only played like the first world of this game. I haven't played it in a very long time, and I have no intention to because this game isn't that good. Imagine having a roulette to decide what level you go to next, even if you finish the other levels. Who thought of that? And we've got Codename Steam, which was a very cheap game to get on eBay. That's a first-party Nintendo game. It's like really weird because it has like Abraham Lincoln in the game and like this weird steampunk style. This is this is made by Intelligent Systems and made by Nintendo, which is really weird because this looks like a weird third-party game. I've not played it. I've heard it's all right. I don't know. Then we've got Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. This is actually the only version of Donkey Kong Returns I actually have. I don't have the Wii version because I actually sold it. Because I had this version of the game. And yeah, the graphics aren't as good on here, but it does have better controls. And I think it even adds some more levels, I think. But there's not really a reason to get this since eventually the Nintendo Switch remaster of the game is going to just make this version obsolete. So, but Donkey Kong Country Returns is a great game. I don't need to tell you that. Then we've got Epic Mickey Power of Illusion. I actually had this game at one point a long time ago, but I actually sold it. And then I rebought it. It's not a very expensive game, and it's kind of like a sequel to Castle of Illusion, which I've never played that game, but I've heard it's pretty good. I do want to play this a bit more. I want to play all the Epic Mickey games a lot more and try and beat them. I mean, there is also like the repainted or rebrushed remaster of the original game coming soon, so there's that. Now we got the Fire Emblem, so let's get moving. Fire Emblem Awakening, I haven't played much of this game. I do want to play some more at some point, but yeah, it's a good game. I don't really have much to say about it. It saved the series. Then we've got Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. I made a full video on this on my main channel. This is by far the best 3DS Fire Emblem game. The first one to have full voice acting, and I think it was just kind of a lot of fun. I think the story and characters were pretty solid. And I think the game also looked pretty good too for the system. I love to see that game get a remaster. And I'm going to just bunch both these games together. Is the Fire Emblem Fates games, Birthright and Conquest. The only one I've played is Birthright. Yes, I know Conquest is the one everyone talks about. That or Revelation, but I don't think people liked Revelation, so there's that. But Fire Emblem Fates was kind of just whatever. Not bad by any means. It has good music, and the game looks good again, but the story and characters are definitely not quite there, but it's fine. Next we got Hey Pikmin, which I talked about this in my Pikmin retrospective on my main channel, but this game is honestly really not that good. It's a 2D Pikmin game, but it's really boring. It's basically New Super Mario Brothers, but Pikmin. The game has barely any challenge. The game is pretty boring. It's way too long. I don't like it. They had every single chance to make a Metroidvania Pikmin game, and they threw it away. I know this was meant to be a spin-off, but still, it sucks. But I mean, the game looks good, at least. Then there's Hyrule Warriors Legends, which it was a mistake to buy this because I bought this just a few days before Nintendo announced that Hyrule Warriors was going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. So, you can see that right there, $34.99. Waste of money, honestly. But I mean, it's okay for the 3DS, but it's not really the way you'd play this game at all. So there's that. And I barely even played the game, period. The next game I've got, and probably one of the more interesting ones, is Kid Icarus Uprising. And I actually have the full boxed version. I bought this at MGC like a while ago before the game got really expensive. And this one has like the stand for the system, and I think it even has a couple AR cards in there, so it's really cool. But Kid Icarus Uprising is an absolutely great time. I haven't beaten it, but I've gotten like halfway through the game. I just wish this came to the Switch. This game is so good. Like, come on, Sakurai, please do it. The game looks really good too, and the dialogue is super fun. Please, please, please remaster it. I know everyone says that, but please, this game is way too good to be stuck on a handheld. Then we've got a couple Kirby games. We first got Kirby Planet Robobot, which is what most people would consider to be the best Kirby 3DS game. It is definitely pretty good. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is very good. I definitely, when it first came out, I was kind of like, it's all right. I think it's good, but I felt like it was kind of just whatever. But I did eventually get around to beating this game like around, I think at the end of 2022. And I actually did get a lot of respect for this game. This game actually is a lot of fun. Would definitely recommend that you get it. I would also recommend that you also get Kirby Triple Deluxe. This is the one I played the most of, and honestly, this is my favorite one. Yes, I know it's generic. Yes, I know it's not that interesting. But I like the gameplay. I think it's really good. But realistically, Nintendo should just put both these games on the Switch. Put them in like a duo package, please. These games are a lot of fun. But Triple Deluxe is really, really good. Then we've got Lego Jurassic World. I never played it. I can't even comment on how good it is because I don't know. Now we've got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I don't really have much to say on this one because I think this is a game that's worth playing. They have this. There's the Switch version, which is basically the same as this version, but for the 3DS, this game was pretty solid and definitely I think my most played 3DS game. It was kind of weird, but I'd replay the missions all the time in that game. Then we got Mario Golf World Tour, which was like the last good Mario Golf game, but I never really got into these games, so there's that. I think I've heard the game's pretty good. I've never really played a lot of it though. It does look very good though for the 3DS. And we've got Mario Kart 7, very fun game, had some really good tracks in there. Really loved the Wii Sports Resort tracks, but it isn't the most interesting game. This is kind of more of like the trying to think. The blueprint for Mario Kart 8. Took me a second to think of that, but Mario Kart 7 is still a good game. It's fun. And I definitely played a lot of that. Just like how I played a lot of Mario and Luigi Dream Team. I know this isn't like the most liked Mario and Luigi game out there, but I do like this game quite a bit, even though I never beat it. I love the visuals of the game. The music is absolutely amazing, but honestly, Mario and Luigi games have great soundtracks, so there's not really much to say on that. But this is definitely the one that's, I would say it's probably my favorite, but I still need to, I need to beat one of the games at some point in my life. And really, I don't know, really get to play the other ones at some point. But one of those games that I will not be doing that, if I ever do that, is Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. It's okay. I think this game's fine, but compared to Dream Team, where I put like probably 100 hours in this game, I put like 5 hours into Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. It's just not that interesting of a game, but it does have the best battle theme in the entire series. Fight me on that. It has the best battle theme. Mixed Up Scramble is such a banger, and it makes the battles in this game a lot more fun. Just saying. And then I have the remake of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga and Bowser's Minions. I have not played this one yet, but I do want to play it at some point because I've heard that this is actually a pretty good remake of the first game. It was kind of cool to have the first game once again like remade in the same style as the other 3DS games. And I've heard it's pretty good. Not the Bowser's Minions section though. I've heard that's pretty bad, but there's that. Now I don't have the Bowser's Inside Story remake, but I do want to get that at some point, but save money is what I kind of want to do. Then next game I have is Mario Party Star Rush. I didn't play this game. From what I've heard, it's pretty whatever, but that's all I have to say on it. I don't think people like the game that much. And then there's Mario Party The Top 100. I'm gonna repeat myself. I didn't play this game at all, and most people didn't like this game. Moving on. Metroid Samus Returns. Okay, I actually did play a little bit of this game. I played only the prologue section of it, but this is a good game. I will say that. I do kind of wish they ported it to the Switch. I mean, there is Metroid Dread, which controls very similarly to Samus Returns. I know this is a remake of a Game Boy game, but I think it's pretty solid. I think it looks really good for the 3DS too, and it's good that we got one good 3DS Metroid game. And I don't have Federation Force. I don't have that one. Then we've got New Super Mario Bros. 2, which was one of the very first 3DS games I ever got, alongside Mario Kart 7 and Super Mario 3D Land. This game is okay. I mean, it's fun. I like the coin gimmick, but it's not really that interesting of a game. But I think it's okay. It's fine. It is a fun game, but they definitely could have done a lot more with it. I could say that for most of the New Super Mario Bros. Games. And we got Nintendogs plus Cats. I never had the original Nintendogs, and honestly, I never was able to get into this game, partially because the microphone on my 3DS just never worked properly. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I kind of wish Nintendo would do something like this again. I know the Nintendo Switch doesn't have a microphone, but hey, maybe the next Nintendo system has a microphone built in, and you can talk to your dog or cat. Or maybe they could have like dinosaurs that you can take care of. Don't ask me why I thought of that. But Nintendogs it's good. But as someone who has a pet, I don't really need it. And I'm gonna just lump these two games together. The Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventure games. Not really much to say about these, except this one is a 2D platformer as opposed to 3D like the console versions. But This game isn't really that good, and this one's okay. I don't really know. I don't know what people think of these games. I'd assume that most people just think that they're average, and that's really it. People didn't like the TV show, but I actually thought the TV show wasn't too bad, but that's just me speaking, and I haven't watched the show in a long time, so don't at me. And we got Paper Mario Sticker Star. Most people don't like this game, but it does have its charm. It looks very nice, and it has some very good music, but the game can be very, very, very cryptic. You really need a guide to play this game, and honestly, I don't think it's really worth it. I have beaten this game, sadly. It's one of the only Paper Mario games I've beaten. The only other ones I've beaten was the Origami King and the Thousand Year Door remake. And honestly, those two games are way better. So, probably best to skip this one. But you can listen to the soundtrack on YouTube, which I recommend because the soundtrack is actually really good. Then we got Persona Q2. I haven't played this game yet, but I've heard that the game is alright. It doesn't have an English dub. It's just Japanese voices. Which is kind of disappointing, but this was like released in like 2019, like really late in the 3DS's lifespan. I know 2018 for Japan, but still a little bit weird. I don't know how good the Persona Q games are. I've heard people say that they're okay. Some people don't like them, but it's a thing that it exists. Next, we've got Pilot Wings Resort. I haven't played this game, but I've heard that it's like a continuation of like the airplane minigame in Wii Sports Resort. So there's that. I mean, technically it's another Pilot Wings game, so there's that as well. But haven't played it yet, but I do want to play it at some point. And then I have a very torn up copy of Pinball Hall of Fame Williams collection. If you look at that spine, it's very, very cracked. But it's basically just has some pinball games on here. Not really worth it if you ask me. If you're gonna get like 3DS games, you can skip this one. I mean, it looks fine, but it's just not really interesting. And I haven't played either of these games, but I'm just going to lump them together because they were released together. Pokemon Sun and Moon. I haven't played these games. I actually was going to try to play one of these games, but then like my 3DS didn't have enough storage, so yeah, I'm pretty sure people like these games. I think people were more partial to the remakes, the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But I think people like Sun and Moon. I'm not a Pokemon person, so again, don't at me. Just making sure these are in the right order. Then we've got Snoopy's Grand Adventure, which I think is a pretty good game. And the 3DS version, I mean, I would say it's the worst version, but it's basically just the console version. Just it doesn't look quite as good. I think it's fine. I would say play the console version. Don't really get the 3DS version because it's not really worth it. Just like how I would say get the console version of Sonic Generations because the 3DS version of Generations, while it does have unique levels, isn't really near as good. Both gameplay styles are in 2D, but I played this game only a couple times, a very long time ago. Maybe I'll get around to playing more of the game. I don't think I even beat the first modern Sonic level because I don't think I knew how to boost. So there's that. But I mean, it's fine. It's interesting that they made a unique version for the 3DS. So there's that. Then we have Steel Diver, which this was a 3DS launch title. I never played it, so there's that. I bought it mostly just because I was at a point where I was buying 3DS games, so there's that. Then we have Super Mario 3D Land. A lot of people don't really think that this game is that good anymore because it's pretty generic. And yeah, it is pretty generic, but it's a very fun Mario game, though. Or at least it was. I would say nowadays you're better off playing like the Switch version of 3D World, but I mean, this game's fine. It's definitely got some really good music. And we got Super Mario Maker for the 3DS. I remember when this game was revealed and I was so excited to have Mario Maker on handheld, but then I got it for Christmas and I realized that I should have taken that wish back. This isn't really that good of a version of Mario Maker, just get Mario Maker 2. You couldn't even share levels online. I mean, you can't now, but you could when the game first came out, which is really weird. Then we got Super Monkey Ball 3D. Not a very good Monkey Ball game. It's very, very easy. This is a 3DS launch title, I believe. This is definitely one of the darker points of the Monkey Ball series, so there's that. Then we got Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. This is another certified hood classic. This game is so much fun. This is the Smash Bros. That I played the most of. Like, this is what really got me to Smash Bros. I had Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but this was the one that really got me into Smash Bros. Because I played my 3DS all the time. And even though I sucked balls at the game, I liked playing it. And this was actually the first game I ever recorded for my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel, like almost 10 years ago. Holy shit, time goes by so fast. I mean, nowadays there's not really a reason to play this version of the game, but I think that the 3DS version is pretty solid. And we've got the oh beloved Tomodachi Life. I like this game. I think this was a quite fun game. I wish they would make a Switch version, just like with Kid Icarus Uprising, because this game is a lot of fun. Like, you have this whole apartment complex of like Mii's, and like you can buy things for them. You can like play little mini games. You can have them get in relationships and stuff like that. It's such a cool game. I really wish they would make a sequel to this. Please do it, Nintendo. Or just put that on the Switch, please. Ocarina of Time 3D, I didn't really play much of this game, but from what I know, it was pretty good. Most people liked it, so there's that. It looked good at the very least. We're getting very close to the end. We got Wreck-It Ralph. This game isn't that good. It's a basic 2D platformer. It's not even that interesting. Honestly, the mobile version of Wreck-It Ralph was more fun than this. It's really saying something. This is one of the first 3DS games I got too, and I think I bought this in a Kohl's. Don't ask me why. Kohl's has a video game section, if you didn't know. And then the last, I guess like English 3DS game I got, but not the last one, is Yoshi's New Island. I remember when I got this game, and even when I was like 10 years old or 11 years old or something like that, I knew this game was boring. This game really isn't that interesting. I mean, yeah, it looks nice, but the music, it's good at times. But I don't think the game's that interesting. There's not really a lot to the game. It also has one of the lamest final bosses ever. And that's pretty much it for the normal games. But then we got one final 3DS game, and that is Puyo Puyo Chronicle. I haven't played this game, but I do want to play it at some point. Because this is like the first Puyo game to use 3D models. And I think people liked it. And I think it even had like an RPG mode and stuff like that, which is really interesting. But yeah, I've not played it, but from what I know, people really like it, and I think it's an excellent way to end off the collection. So that was everything. That was all my 3DS games. I have a lot of 3DS games, and if you think that's a lot, wait till I get to my PS4 games or my Nintendo Switch games. It's going to be even worse. I may have to split those videos up into multiple parts, honestly, but that's it. That's everything. Let me know in the comment section what games I should get or what games stood out to you the most that I have. And yeah. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I know this is coming out a little bit later in the month, but better late than never, I suppose. My next collection video will probably be on the Wii U games I have, which won't be nearly as long as this, but it should still be pretty beefy. But yeah, so with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out and take care.